Last season was good and bad for West Ham. Surviving in the Premier League was one thing. We really should have maybe finished higher in the league. Our consistency was awful. If you look at our results in the Premier League alone last season, there's a lot of red there. Obviously, winning the Europa Conference League does kind of paper over those cracks. The elephant in the room is the whole Declan Rice saga. Now that he's gone, we need to start again. Obviously, losing Declan Rice was difficult, but it was inevitable. It was going to happen. He's a young, incredibly talented player, and West Ham are trying to be one of the elite, but we're West Ham. Yes, competing in Europe consistently is fantastic. That's brilliant. That's what we need as a football club to move forward. But also what West Ham need is to restart, a fresh start. Losing our captain, yeah, difficult, but 2 games into pre-season so far, 10 goals scored, and I think 3 or 4 goals conceded. I think we're doing okay. Speaking of pre-season, we have quite a big test on Tuesday against Spurs down under. Unfamiliar grounds, but it'll be an interesting game. But what West Ham need to do is make some more signings. Going into the next season, we're going to be playing a lot of games. We played 57 games last season and a win ratio of 47%. My wish, my hope for next season is to make that win ratio like at least 50%, 60% if we can. Very, very unlikely. But as I said before, consistency is key for us. If we were to get a good cup run, whether it's Europe, whether it's domestic, it doesn't matter. I just want us to do well. It looks like David Moyes is going to stay. The last thing that we need to do is change managers during the season, which is why we had to get the Declan Rice thing done and dusted, because we can't just keep on keeping a player who doesn't want to play for the club. Look at the whole Dimitri Payet thing in 2017. Because Declan Rice was such a loved player at West Ham, it's going to be difficult, and it already is difficult watching the team without him. We can't have a player who is bigger than the club, and no player is ever bigger than the club. I wish Declan Rice all the best for the future, but we as a football club have to move on forward, and whoever we take in, whether it's 1 player, 4 players, West Ham going into the new season just need to look at the positives. The last competitive game that we played was a European final, and that's one thing that we can't forget. I'm excited. I'm very, very excited about next season. I'm not a massive fan of the kit, but I'm excited in general because I love fresh starts and I've just missed football so much. What I would love David Moyes to do would be to bring some of the younger players into the first team. The West Ham Academy historically has made some fantastic players, and there's definitely some fantastic players who are in the lower ranks of the side. And I feel like it is their time now. You know, it is testament to, once again, that man again, Declan Rice, and Mark Noble, and, you know, and previous players who have gone on to do good things. I'm hopeful. I'm positive about next season. Come on, you are.
One club that did very, very well last season, albeit not the Premier League position, but in the cup, in the Europa Conference League, was your old team, West Ham. And it was great to see them get some silverware in the cabinet. But do you think it's going to be an easy season for the West Ham? Do you think surely now they're going to be looking to go that extra step, but they've got to do that now without Declan Rice?
Well, I mean, sometimes you sell a player and you get that amount of money, and so now they can bring 3 or 4 players in probably with that money. If they spend it wisely, they can strengthen the team, strengthen the squad, and be a better all-round team. You know, Declan's, he's a tremendous player, but with that money, and plus other money, it's not just that money they're relying on. They've got the Sky money, and everything else. They've got a nice lot of money to spend this year on players, and if they do that and spend it wisely, West Ham's, it's no reason they can't have a top half finish next year.